This will be insightful session for all. Okay. I am quickly sharing my screen and then we will get started. Okay. Okay, so I will introduce myself first. I am Pankaj Namekar, having 6+ year corporate experience. Throughout this journey, I work on multiple tools and technology with different domains. Currently, I am currently working in Microsoft Power BI, SQL related stuff, and exploring Fabric from couple of months. Okay, I have 6+ year experience. That's it. Okay, we will start. Today's topic is best practices for report design in Power BI. So if you are a Tableau user or any other BI tool, you can follow that for all BI tool. Even even you are using PPT PowerPoint presentation, then also you can follow this rule. Okay, designing any report in Excel also you are designing, then you can also follow this rule. Okay, it's related to visual, then page, and then selection of visual. Different aspects are there. Okay, so that will provide the clarity to end user, and that will be helpful to scale a BI solution in long run. Okay. So whatever we are going to discuss, nothing is wrong. Like whatever you are following, that is not wrong, but you can improve that particular things. Okay, that what the perspective is there. Okay, it is not that if you are not following that, then you should follow. Okay, whatever you are doing, that may be correct, but these are the best practices. So it is not that you are doing wrongly and this is the correct. So this is the perspective. So you can enhance your data visualization technique skill. Okay. Okay, so today we'll discuss about why design matters, then core design principle, wireframe design, theme design, visual based practices, navigation improvement, and key takeaways from the session. And then we have the Q&A session. Okay, so why design matter? Better design means the better insight. Okay, if you are creating a report, beautiful report, but it is not well organized, the end user may lose the interest to consume that particular report. It is not organized well, so they are struggling to find the insight of the out of that particular report. To avoid that, your report should be designed well, that help end user to catch the insight, like you can say fast. If you are creating some reports that is not well organized, or the, let's say, structure of the report is not good, it is difficult to find the important insight on the report or a dashboard. Okay, then consistency should be there, like it will build the user trust. If you are designing the well report in well structure, so user will be very interested to consume that report over a period of time. Else the what happen in real time, if you have created any report, then the stakeholder, like, we have the meeting for this next month and create one report. Oh, that report will be for that particular meeting only. After that, no one will ask for that report, so that they are losing the interest. Okay, if you have designed well, they will find that insightful. They maybe use that report for long run, or they may have some feedback, improve this, that. Okay, that report can be scaled to like long run. Okay, the BI solution. Then efficiency, reduce cognitive loads, helping user for insight faster. Okay, so that's it. Okay, if you have designed well, follow the best practices for data transformation, data cleaning, designs perspective, that solution you can scale for long run, and that will help to the end user to find their interest in that particular report for long run. Okay, then engagement. If the report is well designed, well structured, then the engagement will be more, like people will be able to understand that report easily, so they can track the KPI metrics because they know that report very well. It is well organized, so the engagement will be more in long run. Storytelling. Okay, if you have designed the report that show the number only but not any significant, you can say, the storytelling activity in that particular report, then no one will be consume that report for longer run. Okay, the storytelling should be there. It is not that purpose of visualization. You can see purpose of visualization is inside, not the picture. Okay, it is, you can see the multiple dashboard as created just to show something. Okay, like some trending visualization or some colors and all the things, but they are not they are not providing any insight, or whatever user is accepting out of that particular report, those are not meeting the expectation. That's why user are not no longer consuming that particular report. In real time also, if you have created any report and you will see that report is consumed for 2 months, 3 months, then user is like even not interested to see where the number is updated or where the report is refreshing or not. They are losing the interest over the period if it is not well designed or it is not meeting their expectation. Okay, for time being they will ask, okay, fine, this is fine for our next meeting. Okay, then that after that they will not use that report. If it is actually telling a good story, then that report will be consumed for longer duration. Then core principle of design, simplicity. The report should be simple. If you saw on multiple websites, the reports are very designed like very advanced in terms of pop-up window for filter slicers, or like they are looking like the websites. Okay, but here in real time those report are not useful. Okay, because our end user is not the Power BI developer, or let's say consultant people. They are the senior leadership people like director of operation, VP, AVP, or manager. Okay, they are not aware about this, what is Power BI, what is W, what is quick sense. Okay, they only interested to see the number. Okay, if you are providing too many features, then that may create problem from them because they are not the technical person. So the design should be simple. The end user can easily navigate through different navigation option or consuming the insight on different pages. Okay, the design should be very simple. You should follow consistency in terms of font colors. Okay, across multiple pages. In report there are multiple pages, usually not a single page report. So color and theme should be same across the multiple pages. Font should be there. Every organization have their branding in terms of fonts colors, like standard branding will be there, so that should be followed. Okay, if you see any organization, if they are marketing or they are doing any, you can say, campaign, then they have the particular color. Okay, to run those ads or anything, so those colors should be there. Like every organization have their branding and color theme, that should be followed for your all Power BI report. Even in PPT, if you see that they are following that color. Okay, then hierarchy, again the UI UX principle. Okay, the main your KPI should be on a top, then you can follow like it is into Z pattern. The insight usually human is consuming in the pattern. Okay, on top it, like you should mention the important KPIs, let's say total sales, revenue, profit margin. Okay, higher level information like summarize information. Okay, they are not interested to see like sales on daily basis. Okay, the ground level information no one interested to see. Okay, that those information you can add to drill through pages or something, but higher level you should have the business KPI. The in that way user will find their interest. Okay, at least what is the sales for last month, last year. Okay, in that way you can keep KPI on the top, then other visual like trends analysis, or you have some comparison below that. So the insight is always consumed in a Z pattern from top, then diagonally bottom, and then again to the right section. Okay, so that we'll see. I have created one template for that. I will show you that. Then white spaces, different formatting within the visual. If you arrange visual properly, then it will be easy to identify. Okay, where this particular insight is ending or how the different visual is there. If you are just club multiple visual without any spacing, without any, let's say, other formatting border or shadow, then it is very difficult to understand like how this visual is telling for which particular matrix and where it is started, where it is ending, and why I can see the different visual club with that. Okay, it is difficult to end user because they are not the technical person. So you should always format your report visual properly, so it will be easy for end user to consume that report. Alignment, again the same, uh, like principle is there. Spacing between visuals should be same across multiple pages or within that pages. If you are using the similar kind of visual, let's say you are using card on a top row of the report page, then spacing between them should be same. The end user can see easily, okay, these are group of one visual with a multiple matrix. Now wireframe design. Okay, there are multiple ways to design the wireframe. Okay, now many people are not designing the wireframe. That is totally fine, but like designing wireframe is help to build your report or roadmap. Okay, other way how you are, like most of the people are designing, they are just placing the visual on a report page, and at the end, okay, I have more space, then I can use a pie chart or a donut chart instead of line chart because my vertical space is more. So they are making adjust on every stage then at the end. Okay, because they don't have any roadmap, like in this particular page how many visual will be there on top, what will be there on bottom, what will be there. Okay, how I will make alignment of the visual. If they are not following any wireframe technique, then that is the case. Okay, at the end, they need to adjust the insight. Okay, in this page, okay, only this visuals I'm able to place, I will place this other visual into another page. Okay, like that they are making the adjustment at the end because they don't have any roadmap. There are multiple techniques for a wireframe. Okay, hand drawn, you can draw simply using pen and pencil, or you can take a paper. Okay, at least you will have some idea. Okay, like how I will design, I will show you one example for here. Let's say you are creating one page report. Okay, here you can see my dashboard title is there, then these are the slicer for year, region, product, sales channel, or KPI will be there, and just two charts will be there. Okay, so in this way you are sure, okay, how my first page of the report is like will be formed. Okay, if that is not the case, okay, you will push the KPI card and you can see, okay, my column chart should be extended to here, and I have small space left. Instead of pie chart, I can use just card visual to show that number. Okay, so that means conception will be there because you don't have any pre-planned wireframe. You can use simply pen and paper to draw. At least you can use the paint. Okay, use the shapes in a paint. Okay, in this page I have sales title on a report title on the top, then slicer, KPI visual. So you will have idea. Okay, maximum I can accommodate only 8 visual, and that is okay. If I am pushing more visual, then that will not look good, and end user may lose their interest because too many information will be there, and they are not sure which one is important for the business. Okay, that's how the wireframe design should be done. Okay, now this is the one example. Okay, with the hand draw you can do in PowerPoint also. You can create the wireframe. I have one example. Okay, here you can see in PowerPoint also I have added the same size of the Power BI canvas. Okay, and under that I have placed some shapes, the report title. Here will be my slicers. Here will be KPI cards. Okay, then I will have the two visual on the first page, and then here I have more visual. So this is how you can design. Then you can export to SVG. Okay, you can save as, so copy. Let's say this PC. You can save this as a SVG, and you can directly import this to Power BI. Okay, SVG. If you see here, this file, like it has saved as a SVG. Okay, here we can PowerPoint template, PowerPoint. Yes. Once you are exported as a SVG, then you can use as a canvas background in Power BI. Other is Figma, is a graphics design tool. Okay, here you can create a template. I already have one example for Figma. Okay, you can see here, this is how you can design in a Figma, like icons, then different shapes. You can provide some color, shadow. Okay, everything in Figma. It is the graphic design tool. Okay, we can do the advanced design in that is not possible in maybe in PowerPoint. Okay, so you can use Figma. Here you can see how you can design different pages. So three-page report is there. At the third page, you can see this icon is highlighted. If you go to the second page icon is highlighted like that. Okay, you can do the advanced design in a Figma. Okay, similarly we have another tool, Canva. Okay, That is also graphic design tool. Here also you can do the wireframe designing in Figma. If I open this template one, you can see how I have imported that into the Power BI as a canvas background. And once that is done, you have to just place your visual from the Power BI without any formatting. Okay, here you can see page one is there, page two, page three. If you expand this, this is from template one, template two, the same we have open. Okay, template one, template two. Okay, this is how designing will be done wireframe in the Figma. Okay, then we have another tool called Canva. Okay, it is similar tool like Figma only. So there also you can design this. I have design. Okay, so I am using this tool quite frequently. Okay, so here you can see you can design here page one, page two, page three. Then you can download this as a PNG. Okay, or SVG is there. Okay, you can download. You can see the option PNG, SVG is there. You can download and you have to just place that the canvas background. Okay, this Figma and Canva are the advanced tool. Okay, to design the wireframe not only for the Power BI but many others BI tool. Okay, even UI UX developer for website design or any other like UI UX designing, they are using this tool. These few feature are free, then you can maybe go for paid. Okay, in every company, like most of the organization, if they have their dedicated BI team, they are taking help from UI UX designer to design the wireframe. Okay, maybe in your organization that practice is not follow, but if you go for standard practices, then they have their UI UX team. Okay, they are helping for the Power BI developer or BI team to create a wireframe in terms of color, in terms of shape, formatting, everything. Okay, then in Power BI also you can create a wireframe. In Power BI also we have option of shapes. Okay, there also you can create a wireframe. So I will show that particular example to everyone. If you see this entire thing is created in Power BI. Okay, I have used the Power BI. You can see in insert we have shapes option. Okay, using that I have created the wireframe. Okay, you can see on back end of this there is this is the card visual and back end of this shape is there. Okay, so this is a map visual. This is like different visual on back end of that. The shape is there. Okay, you can see I have to just place the number here. Okay, no need to do any formatting or any color formatting will be there, but not any visual level formatting like border or shadow, because my backend wireframe is already formatted, like shape is already formatted. So I will just place my metrics and the dimension here to consume the inside. Okay, here also you can see the navigation is there. Okay, if you click on this icon, you will navigate to the second page. Here you can see the we are into second page. This icon is highlighted in a green. If you go to the third page, you can see the icon is highlighted into that particular color. Okay, the navigation everything is developed. Now you will just place your metrics here against the dimension and your insight is ready. Now you will be, you know, the roadmap. Okay, with this particular technique, if you are just taking the blank page and you are designing, then it is difficult to adjust and to actually frame the insight. Okay, if you have pre-planned wireframe, then it is very easy that on this particular page I will have the 4 KPI, then 2 visual. If I go another page, then there will be 3 visual or 4 visual only, like that. Okay, it is easy to frame the insight and to frame the structure with the wireframe techniques. Again, here you can see I have created the filter slicer pop up. Okay, here you can see here my slicer will be there. Again, I can close open. Okay, on same filter icon close button is there. Okay, using bookmarks I have done this. Here also, like I have not put any action here, but you can create some insight. Okay, let's say out of this particular page, what are the key insight for this particular month, or you are creating this report on daily basis, you can create some insight. Okay, what is gone up or down, how the business is impacting. You can do that using a DAX. Multiple things are there. Okay, you can put the report title always on a top, then page title. Okay, in first page you should mention the report name. On subsequent pages, like In below the title of page will be there, but on top also you should follow the title. Okay, like some user will not see. Okay, if you open this report in browser, this name look like very small, but stop, like people are not interested to see in the bottom what the title is there. In browser also it will look like same, but here if you mention the page title, okay, the sales or let's say marketing report something, okay, then it is actually conveying the message. Okay, this report is for this particular business insight. So here you can create the wireframe within the Power BI also. It is not that you have to use any external tool like Figma or Canva or PowerPoint. You can use the Power BI also, and you can draw by hand, okay, to just create a layout. Sometimes the end user also asking for the layout, okay, how you will prepare the report. In that case, you should provide the proper layout. In that case, handwritten will not work, okay. So in many cases, they will ask, okay, just create a dummy version or draft version of the report, and then we will pitch in like we are okay with that, or what is your thinking on that, okay. Like in that case, you have to develop the wireframe, okay. In many organization, they already have their UI UX team, so they are doing. But in your, if that is not the case, you should know this particular scenario. Okay, maybe you are going for the advanced stage in your career, then they may ask, okay, in Power BI developer role also, if you see on a description, they are mentioning, okay, good UI UX understanding or able to design a good report. Means those are this particular skill, like, okay, then theme design again. Every organization have their branding themes like color, fonts. Okay, the general colors are there. For negative, let's say down or up, we are using green and red color. But other colors, let's say what should be the color for categories, what should be the main color. Let's say few companies have their main color. If you go for Microsoft or any company, okay, and see their website, they have selective color, okay, on their website. They are not using too many colors because they have their branding, so they are using color from that particular stuff only. So every organization have the similar kind of branding. You should use that particular thing in your Power BI report. Then you can build that theme into Power BI as well. As here if you see, and view option, here you can see customize current theme, okay, browse for theme. If you already created theme into JSON, okay, if you see here, this is just I have just created the theme for this particular template. Okay, here you can see the visualization, background, color, okay, everything is there. It is into JSON format, okay. Then these are the colors, okay. What are the colors required in my theme? Okay, if you open this into Power BI and click on the customize current theme, you can see these are the my main color, like 8 main color. Then for negative, positive, I have green, red, natural, this maximum, middle, okay. And then advanced again, this color, okay, what shades are required, okay. Then text, you can see how define the fonts, then titles, cards, okay, everything you can design, okay, maximum things here, okay. And once you have designed, if you are creating a 100 report for that particular client, you will just click here and browse for theme. You will just select that particular theme, whatever you have created, that's it, okay. All color, everything will be applied to your visual. So that is a one time effort. You have to design your theme with the colors, then fonts or visual background, shadow, everything, okay. And that's it, okay. You can develop a number of reports with that particular themes, because color, everything will be same for the same client, okay. Even you are working for the product based company, then whatever period you are working, you have to use the same theme, okay. Maybe that within that company they have different theme for different department, that may be the case. But in general, if you are using the corporate theme, that is applicable for most of the departments within the company as well. As so that is a one time effort, and designing theme will not take a more than 5 6 hour, okay. If you design it at a very advanced level, okay, basic will take more than, not more than 2 hours. But if you design with a background, shadow, or you are doing something advanced, then within one day you can finish that, okay. Theme design, not the wireframe, okay? Only theme means colors, then background, shadow, borders, fonts, etc. comes under the theme design. Then, okay, built-in themes is there, okay. You can explore the Power BI gallery in Microsoft. Okay, their built-in themes are there. Okay, but if you are creating any portfolio project, you can use those. But in your real-time project, you should use your organization theme. Then define exact colors, font, style. Those are the same things we have discussed. Okay, font, like every organization have their fonts. Sometimes you can see in Power BI limited fonts are available, but you can import the fonts, or in a JSON you can mention the fonts. Okay, whatever is applicable for organization, then that will be automatically captured into the Power BI. It is not like that. In Power BI, if you have only 20 fonts, then you cannot import any other font outside of that 20. Okay, you can do that anytime. Okay, then brand alignment, same. Okay, accessibility, these are the same. Okay, if you design well, then you can scale up this for lower to higher management. Okay, if you are designing some report for your manager, okay, maybe you are not formatted well. Okay, all the stuff, it's going to your director, then that may be impact. Okay, he will suggest we have to format that report good. Okay, it's not look like good, we have to show that to leadership, it should be good look and full, because they are the senior people, they are the leadership. Okay, like that, if you design that in that perspective from beginning, then there will be no challenge in middle. Okay, you can scale that solution for higher level. Okay, and long term. Then visual based practices. Okay, so we have seen currently the wireframe design, then theme design, then visual based practices. Okay, this is the next agenda. Then choosing the right visual is one of the key important points. Okay, for creating any reports and dashboards. So if you selected wrong visual, that may looks good. Okay, but actually each visual is created with a purpose. If you are selecting any visual randomly, okay, in my report page I can able to accommodate the bar chart for the, let's say, monthly analysis, but that is totally wrong. Okay, either you can use a line chart or column chart. So selection of visual is the key. Okay, if you are using the wrong visual, then that will not convey the actual insight. Okay, because the end user will not able to find any trends or pattern within that particular matrix. Limit the visual per page. Okay, if you are using too many visuals within a single page, then it is very difficult to end user to identify which is important KPI for my business, or what is the important insight for this particular page. Okay, you should have the limited visuals. 6 to 8 is fine. Okay, max to max. Okay, use color with a purpose. If you are using the conditional formatting, if you have to show some down and up, then you should use the green. At least for down you can use a red, and whatever is your business theme, let's say your company is using the blue color as a main color, then you can use a blue for the green and red for to show the downside. Okay, provide context, again add a title, labels, tool tips, user understand what and why behind the data. Okay, it is not that you have created the visual, you should provide the proper titles. Using a DAX, you can provide the dynamic titles. If you are selecting any year, then visual level it will change like that. Okay, that we'll see in details. I have created some template for that. Okay, leverage interactivity. Okay, use slicer, drill through pages. Okay, if you have the lower level information, let's say your entire report is showing the monthly data or yearly data, and suddenly one page is showing the daily level, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, you can create a drill through page for that, so from monthly they can drill down to or drill through to daily level. Okay, it should be not the main page, like you should not create the table. Okay, in main page that will show the daily level information, then how the end user, like no one is interested to see, okay, what was my sale on 1st of January. They will see what is the sales for my January and what was in my last year January. Like monthly or yearly comparison, quarterly comparison, half yearly comparison are generally there. No one is comparing on daily basis in most of the cases. There may be some scenario the end user is interested to see the daily level, but when you go for the higher level people like leadership team, they are interested for monthly, quarterly, half yearly, and yearly performance. Okay, and then do not use unnecessary some 3D effect or some, you can say, background of the canvas, some GP images. Okay, that is showing some let's say some effect that is continuously there. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe for look and feel it is okay, you will be satisfied, okay, I've created something like dynamic, or it is okay, like it is popping out or something. But for end user that doesn't make any sense. They are interested in the insight or numbers, okay, so that should be the primary focus, not the any, let's say, some 3D effect or like unnecessary design cluster, okay, that should be avoid. Then navigation improvement, you can use the bookmarks, okay, page navigation, organize the pages which provide the similar kind of insight, okay, clear labels icon, highlight active pages that we have seen here, okay, how you can show the active pages. Now we are into this particular page, page number 3, title 3, okay, here you can see this icon is highlighted. So easily one can identify, okay, these are the two different pages, this is I am into this particular page. If you click here, you can see this page will be highlighted, or there will be into different color like that, okay. So some color formatting will be there, so end user will be easily identify, okay, so I am into this particular page, I have selected this page, like that. Then consistency should be there in terms of color buttons, okay, like that. You can see I have used the same shapes, okay, and background I use the rounded square, okay. If you using here rounded square in the second page, you are using the circle, that doesn't looks good, okay. So you can create a similar kind of shapes or icon, okay, so that will be easy to identify, okay, these are the from same group, okay, these are the page navigation. Suddenly you have created one icon here, and in bottom you have created with a circle, so person are thinking, okay, this is something different, not the page navigation, like that, okay. Then this we will see later, okay. Now we will focus on how you can like create a pages in a Power BI, okay, how the design should be there. Okay, if you see the this left side, okay, you can see the slicer is on a top, then page title is the report title name, and then here I have the all KPIs on a top, then followed by the visual, and then like how the insight is consumed in a Z pattern. But in the second example, if you see that I have KPI on this particular side, okay, like right side of the page. If you open any Power BI report, your focus will be on a top of any visual, okay. Even if you are seeing this particular page, then your focus will be on a top, okay. Randomly if you open this with a report, your focus will be here on a top, not to the bottom, okay. That is the human psychology, okay. And this is the UI UX, you can say the principle, and that is designed because human is thinking in that particular way. So important information should be always on a top, then you can go diagonally bottom, and then you can create some, like all information is important, but your key KPI should be on a top, then followed by, let's say you are showing some trend pattern, then that visual you can create on a bottom. Okay, but here that is not the case. Okay, here we have main like different visuals, and here we are showing the KPI. So this doesn't make a sense. Okay, in many report I have seen that people are presenting in this way. Okay, they have their KPI either right or left side, and in between they have their visual, so that doesn't make any sense. Maybe sometimes what happen, the end user is also not aware, okay, so you are the developer, you should provide this information, okay, like these are the some standard practices for the design, okay, it is not the wrong but standard practices for the design, and that should we follow. Again, limited information always catch the attention. If you have too many visual or too many insight on the report page, then it is very difficult for the end user to identify, okay, what are the important. If you see this particular, let's say, frame, here you can see we have 4 KPI and 2 reports, okay, here you can easily identify my sales, revenue, profit margins, how it is going down and up. Here let's say you are showing some trend by line chart and breakup by pie chart or donut chart, but here you have multiple visual, okay, the KPI there, but here I have revenue by year, month, then region, or let's say customer. There are too many information within this particular page, so end user is okay, my revenue is good, okay, this good, okay, they are means in they will be in a confusion, okay, what insight are required from particular page, or what is the key insight from the this month, out of this report. Okay, if you have limited information, they can explore the details in detail using slicer or filter. Okay, whatever we are providing the functionality. So always keep the limited visual within the page. If you are using too many visual, then it is very difficult to identify trends and pattern, because human eye, like, I cannot focus on a single visual at a times. Okay, that is not the case, because I will focus on the entire page. If I am focusing here, then if you see that my eye will be on this particular to visual with visual also. Okay, so limited visual should be there. And then again, alignment within the visual. If you have proper formatting, space, white space between visual, it is easy to identify patterns and group of visual. But if you have not aligned the visual properly, then it is very difficult. Means for insight, we can consume still, but this is not looks good. Okay, if you see the formatting between this visual is different, this visual is aligned, there will be white space with uneven space between the visual. That is not the good practice. So you should have the proper formatting within the visuals. That will be helpful for the end user and in terms of best practices for UI UX design as well as. Okay, so this is the stuff for in short wireframe design, and then visual number of visual or alignment within the visual. Now we will see the visual level based practices. Okay, okay. If you see this, let's say cluster column chart here, properly title is there, then subtitle is a monthly performance, revenue and profit by month. Here you can use the DAX for dynamically. Let's say from slicer I am selecting 25 years. Here it will be dynamically updated. Okay, so I use the title option from the visual formatting, subtitle option from the visual formatting. Mm. Then subtitle space between them. Okay, and here you can integrate the DAX. So it will be dynamic. Whatever the end user is selecting from slicer, then it will be selected. Well, let's say you have country slicer, then year slicer, revenue and profit by month. Okay, for 2025 year, 23 year for X country, Y country, that. Okay, you can use, but formatting should be there. Okay, you can see the title, subtitle, then my legend is there. I have formatted it properly, so end user can easily identify, okay, monthly performance, revenue, and profit. Okay, so like title itself suggests this visual is for revenue and profit. It is tracking the monthly performance. Okay, so you should use the proper title, subtitle, and spacing between them. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so it will help for better performance, improve accessibility, smoother keyboard navigation. Okay, then you can use the DAX. I already explained. Okay, dynamically you can do that. Then border, shadow, and constant line. Okay, now you can see this visual. So I use the thin border line with a gray border and some light shadow. Okay, you can see on back end of this visual the shadow is there. Okay, constant line is there. If let's say you are creating any visual, here you can see I have used the gray constant line, that you can do using the reference line. Okay. Mm. If you go to the formatting, if you can see I have just added a axis constant line. Okay, here you can see gray line is there. I will just zoom out. Here you can see gray line is there. Okay, else what will be there, the no line will be there. Okay, it is just like if I remove this, you can see it is dot 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 will be there. Okay, if you use the line, then okay, this is the starting point, end user will easily identify. Okay, otherwise also they will identify, but this look like, okay, we have solid line and a bottom, and then the column is started. Okay, then border shadow will help. Okay, if you are using the multiple visuals, the spacing, and then they can identify, okay, this visual, here is a shadow, here is a border, like they can identify gaps between visual. Then conditional formatting is one of the important aspect of the visualization. Okay, if you are using some numbers, okay, that showing the trends or pattern, then you should use the conditional formatting. Let's say I'm showing revenue by month, not the profit. Okay, revenue by month. Here you can see I have target of 6.5 million for every month. Whatever, let's say my blue is the key theme for the business or key color for the business, then I'm using that as a green color, and whatever the month where my target is not met, that is a red color. Here they can easily identify where my target is met or not met. Okay, so you can use the conditional formatting for the bars, columns, then font level, background. Okay, there are multiple ways to the formatting using rules, then DAX. So you can explore that in detail, but you should use the conditional formatting to format the report properly. Then better clarity. Let's say you have some category and that is showing the sales or revenue. Okay, here is the same inside, here is the same inside, but let's say out of this you are not able to identify what is the total. Okay, let's say my Mexico is having 2.3 million, France is having 3 million, but what is the total? So you cannot count or you cannot plus minus. Okay, that number should be visible itself within the visual. So you can use this like some card visual within that chart. Okay, if I am okay, the France is 3 million out of 13 million. So end user will easily see, okay, out of 13 million, 3 million is France. Okay, like that. So that total number should be there. Okay, for every visualization. So that will make a sense for the end user in terms of whenever you are doing the category comparison. Okay, in general what happen, mostly on a top KPI card will be there. In that case that is totally fine, but if you are not using any KPI card on a top, let's say for this particular, I think I have closed that. I just Okay, in this particular case, you can see on the first page, I have KPI card. Okay, even I don't have, let's say I'm using here donut chart or pie chart. Okay, if I don't have total, then if I'm selecting anything from the top, then I can see, okay, the total sale is there because I'm just saying the breakup here. But here, if you go, I don't have any KPI card or any, let's say, other card on the top that will show the summarized information. In this case, if I are using any pie chart, donut chart, then I should use the total, that particular, you can say the idea, okay, here. So that will helpful for the end user, okay, where I will have the total numbers, and out of that, what category is consuming or what category is bringing that much revenue. Okay, again, no need to show this legend. Okay, you can show that on a, so it will be easy to have the more space for the visuals. So this way you can use. Okay, other is color and contrast. Okay, now if you are doing the conditional formatting for any particular metrics, that is totally fine. Let's say revenue, you are showing the conditional formatting, let's say lower than that, like numbers formatting is there. If number is less than that, that is totally fine. But in this case we have three different category: high demand, average demand, low demand. Okay, so this doesn't make a sense. We will show the conditional formatting here: high demand, low demand, and let's say average demand, because these are the three different categories. You should not use the similar kind of color for in such cases. Okay, you should have the proper color for each category. So one user can easily focus on high demand. Okay, so this much area is there for high demand. Low demand we have less order. Average demand we have in between order. Okay, like that. So the human psychology is thinking in that way. If you are formatting in that way, okay, these are the similar kind of category it is showing. Okay, but these are three different categories. So if you formatted well with a color without conditional formatting or similar kind of colors, then it is easily identified. Okay, the contrast is important, okay, in visually in terms of color. Then visual properties, again, let's say you are showing some trend by month. Now this chart, you can see this is straight by 45 degree. Okay, if you have not designed the wireframe, that may be the case. Okay, you just occupy the space on page, you will do this line chart in this way in a 45 degree. Okay, here you can see lot of gap is there between 0 million and let's say 6 million. Okay, these are the blank space is there. So, and this graph is stretched 45 degrees, so it is difficult to identify from where it is started and how the inside is. But in this particular chart you can see how that easily trend can be identified. Okay, here you can see October 1.3 October 13 million is there and 6 million. But same if you see here 13 million and 6 million, it is very stretch. Okay. Then you are seeing why suddenly down is there or why suddenly up is there, because the inclination is more in this particular visual, and we have staged this graph to 45 degrees. So always you should have the proper, let's say, size of the visual, or you should have used the proper properties of the visual that make a sense to show that particular information and a matrix. Okay. Then these are the some formatting option. Okay, once you open the formatting pane, here all the option is there, like nothing is created out of the Power BI. So these are, you can use the formatting option, you can do in that way. Okay. Then use the baseline. Let's say this is one example. Here you can see my starting point is 10%, and in the first visual my starting point is 0%. Here my baseline is 10%. In many cases I have seen the people are using whatever the minimum value in their data set, they are using as a baseline, but that is not the case because that doesn't convey the right information. Here you can see my 10% is a base, so 11 will be very small. Okay, 14 will be, then like I can have all within the 14, 16% max to max. Okay, but here you can see, okay, 0 starting, then 11, the deviation between these two is less. Okay, 11 and 14%, you can see the gap is very less, but here you can see the gap is very high. So it doesn't make a sense to start the baseline with a, let's say, any particular number. You should always start with a zero. Okay, if you have negative number, then you can decide, but still in general the baseline should be always start with a zero. Okay, if that is not the case, then it is difficult to identify. Okay, because they end user will see, okay, there is a huge gap, huge jump. Okay, here is a 10% and here is a 16%. Ideally the percentage is 6% only. If you see here November to December, the gap is small, but here if you starting with a 10%, the gap is almost, let's say in November we are at a 0%. In short, if we are considering the 10% as a baseline. Okay, so always proper baseline should be there, the starting point of the axis. Then data sorting is the next point. Okay, in many cases, okay, there are scenario where we need to sort alphabetically. Okay, in terms of, let's say we are using a month, then January, February, March. Okay, let's say we are using month, then that formatting should be there. Okay, month wise, or we are saying year wise, then we are formatting by year, by month, not by any numbers matrix. Let's say revenue, profit, whenever we are showcasing any trend, then we are formatting by that particular attributes. Okay, either date, month, year, quarter. Okay, but to show the numbers by any products, any category, any country, then that doesn't make sense to format by country or format by product. In that case, we should format by the metrics like revenue, profit. Then it is actually telling us which is the product high selling, or which is the country which making the higher revenue, where we are drawing the maximum profit. Okay, here you can see it is sorted by the revenue, and here it is sorted by the product, like alphabetically. Okay, so it doesn't make any sense. Okay, but here I can easily find the patterns. Okay, so maximum is at this place, minimum is at this place, maximum we have from this particular product. But here I will focus on this. Okay, the what is the chart, like what is a bar, if it is very high. Okay, my attention will be there. Then again I need to struggle. Okay, what is the second place? Then okay, I think this is at a second place. What is the third place? Okay, this is at the third place. So my eyes will be struggle to find the rank between the visual. Okay, like between the product, between the countries, between the categories. Okay, the sorting should be there. For trend analysis you can sort by that particular dimension, but for other in generic you should use the sorting by metrics like revenue, profit, margins. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay, that's it. Then I will just show you some design. Okay, I have created some report just a couple of months back. I will just show you that. Okay, like these are not from my organization. This I have created as a portfolio project or to explore some new stuff in a Power BI. Okay, I will just show that. And then we will go for question and answer session. Okay, so not this one. Okay, let me take this. Okay, so whatever we have discussed, so maximum things. Okay, like maximum step I have applied in this report. Okay, so here you can see navigation option. So I am into the summary page. So it is highlighted into some dark gray. Other are into faint. Okay, so icon is there. Then we have proper theme. If you open the any formatting, okay, canvas background, let's say these all are from blue shade. Okay, aligns with the company, insurance company. Okay, this I have created for the one of the job role. Okay, like this was the assignment, so I have created this, like spending more than 20 hours for this. Okay, so you can see the color and formatting font, everything is formatted properly. Then whenever I want to show some trends and pattern, then I have highlighted where is my maximum minimum using green, red, and other is into blue. Okay, here I use the KPIs. Okay, like how it is up and down with respect to the previous buckets. Okay, let's say I'm selecting 2023. You can see it is dynamically changing. Okay, up and down, how it is going. Here we have positive, here we have negative. Okay, up in terms of here, these are the four KPI: revenue, customer satisfaction score, then customer growth, claims made. Okay, so these are the formatted. Here I use some icons, then it's a support. Okay, support, like they can navigate to that website. Okay, if you click here you can navigate to Alliance website. Okay, like you can use some email for that particular group ID, where let's say you have some problem in your report, then you can reach out us why this particular email, like that. Okay, these are my different slicers. Okay, here selected, not selected, these are the selected, that is highlighted into blue. Then if I go for the customer page, you can see how the information is there. Okay, again slicer, here you can see I don't have any KPI here. Okay, like similar, it is not showing any summarized information, but for every visual I have shown here. Okay, this is the total premium amount, these are the customer, maximum minimum age, average age. Okay, here a conditional formatting within the matrix visual. Okay, here also it is sorted by numbers, not by the category. Okay, but in this case we have the customer age group, so we cannot sort by the number of policies. Okay, here we should sort by the group, so we are we interested to see from which group how many customer are there, so we should sort by the group. Okay, in this case, then here we have claims made, the different analysis. Okay, here you can see we are into this particular page, then the information page. If you go to the first page, once this report is published, only first page will be visible, then other page you can navigate using this navigation option. Okay, other are hidden. Okay, if I click here, you can see it will open the information page. It will show page 1, page 2, page 3, what it's still, what are the different icons. Okay, these are the selected page, not selected page, help button. Okay, information button, these are the slicer, this is the navigation menu. Okay, these are the icon which is not responsive. Okay, everything is club here. Okay, like in real time maybe you are not creating any information page, but you can create. If you have limited pages, then that is the best practices. Okay, because the end user is not technically good, so this will be helpful from them to consume the insight in a better way. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I will not go into detail, but this looks good. Okay, once you publish, if you consume from the web version, it's look, because here I need to place the control keys to use that particular feature. When you web without control, you can consume. Okay, other report I will just show you that. Here I have designed this LinkedIn. Okay, my LinkedIn analysis for the 2 3 year. Okay, imported data from LinkedIn. Here you can see it is again showing plus minus with a total number. Here some trend patterns. Okay, easily identified. I have created two themes. If I click here on this icon, I will go to the dark theme. If I click here again, I will go to the like light theme. Okay, this is how you can create dynamically report. Here I have slicer where I can show month, quarter, year, date range. I can go up and down. Okay, so this is how the report design should be there. So you can design the report in your own way, but for longer run or for scalability, to find the user interest, you should design with a proper UI UX principle or proper visual practices. Okay, that will be helpful for you for, let's say, in advancement in your career, and for to like receive the appreciation from your end user. Okay, like ultimately you will work from them, okay, but if you design well, they will definitely appreciate, okay, this report looks good. But numbers is the priority always. It is not that you are designing very well and that number is not uh, true, or number is having some mismatch, then that totally wrong, okay. Priority should be the numbers, then the second like design and all the thing, but design always matter, okay. It is not that you will put the number and without any design. So that should be the case, okay. Okay, that's it from my end, okay. Then I will just summarize, then we will go for Q&A. Key takeaways is same, okay. Good design, better insight, consistency, build the trust, simplicity, enhance clarity, purposeful visual, strategic navigation, improve UX. Okay. Do's and don'ts, whatever I discuss, like what are the best practices, those you should follow, okay. And don'ts, whatever you are following, that is not wrong, but you should follow the best practices, okay. Like if you are going for any route, you are not going for, let's say, longer, okay, you will always find some shortcuts, or let's say I need the best route, okay, where I will be comfortable in a traveling. So in that way, okay, you should always find, you should always try the best things, okay, to design in the report, so that will be helpful in a longer run and scalability, okay. Then we will go for Q&A. If anyone have any question and answers, then they can ask me, or they may reach to me on LinkedIn, okay. This is my LinkedIn profile. You can anytime reach me on LinkedIn. I will just ping in the chat, so anyone can reach me on LinkedIn for any stuff related to Power BI, report design, DAX, data modeling, anything. Okay. Other so like questions are open. You can ask questions now.
So there is a question, Pankaj. Bansal is asking like how to integrate AI with Power BI.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So now in Power BI already Copilot is there. Okay. If we are using the Fabric capacity or premium capacity, Copilot is there. Copilot is nothing AI only. Okay. But in any case, you are not using the Copilot, or that is not available in your tenant, then you can use a Chat GPT, okay, to create a measures, okay, or to get some idea in terms of a report design, okay. In Chat GPT also, if you type, I need to design the report for marketing teams, I have this many columns. Do not paste any real time data in the any AI tool, okay. Just provide some dummy data. I have this many columns. I need to create a 3-page report, provide some insight like how I should design in terms of KPIs, what should be the my approach. Okay, that you can use using Chat GPT. If Copilot is enabled, then you can use that for DAX. Okay, like writing a DAX or creating some documentation. Okay, that is the way you can use. But you should always have the basic understanding. Like you are the Power BI developer and you are taking the help from AI from scratch, then that is totally wrong. In long run, you will not able to understand the basic things like how my measure is working and how my column is working. Okay, you will be confused. Okay, at the time, okay, this is working for this particular task, but after 2 months in the same measure, you have to modify something, then you'll be totally blank because you have not do any, you are brainstorming, okay, how I have to do that particular calculation or how I have built that particular logic. Yeah, you can use, let's say I have created this measure, what are the different way I can write this particular logic, then you can find, okay, out of this is the best solution for me. But do not use this as a, let's say, primary, we can say primary helper, okay. It should be always secondary, okay, but you can still improve the productivity in your real time projects.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pankaj. Like, like I would also add on top of that, like if we take help from any AI tool, right? So it will be easy, like when we are building a report, right? So that after that, like when we are encountering any issues, or like when we are going to debug that report, like to find out the root cause. So at that time, that will be difficult to find the root cause, and fixing up that issue is like very difficult.
Correct, correct. That is the case because if you see like multiple people are saying we can integrate that with. Power BI, this with Power BI, okay. But in real time, no one is doing that. In many company, those are not allowed, okay. That is the scenario. So do not just go. Let's say you are learning the Power BI and do not go. Okay, I can use Chat GPT, any AI. That is not the case. You should have the proper understanding of the tool, then only you will survive for the long run. Okay, maybe you can jump for another advanced role in that particular field, but with the AI that is not the case. Okay, you will be stuck with the same role for longer duration because you do not have the practical exposure or practical understanding about that particular tool.
Yeah. And there is a question from Kanchan. Kanchan, can you ask your question? Like, just you mentioned, where do we create a mock-up? So, like, there are a lot of places are there to create a mock-up. Can you elaborate your question? Like, if you are in the call, Kanchan, are you there? I think he is not in the call. Yeah, okay. And there is another question from Ganesh. So he is asking, what do you think about Power BI developer in 2026 or like in future?
Okay, the role will be there. Okay, like it is not that it is going down and up, but now the fabric is came into picture from last 2 year. Okay, so you should learn the fabric. In many company not using it, okay, but in future there will be fabric specific role. Okay, you if you are using only Power BI, not the fabric related stuff, then you may find some difficulties to navigate to the your next role or maybe into Power BI as well. As okay, so in Power BI you can focus on a fabric contents or stuff from different fields like data engineering, data science, okay, AI, ML, okay. If you learn the basic of fabrics, then it is very easy to continue with the field for longer run. Okay, there will be not any lag. But if you are just stay with the Power BI for longer duration, Power BI and SQL, then that will not help you for longer run. Okay, explore the fabric, learn the fabric, try to create some dummy project even in your company that is not using. There are multiple forums like fabric community is there. It's like different user group is there now. Like this is also the group now. Here people are sharing some daily updates on fabric. Okay, so you should explore those stuff. And like in many company, fabric they are not using, but you can learn by yourself by creating some dummy projects and all the things that will be helpful for longer run. But in
Yeah.
Power BI, there is not any lag in the job. You have to just advance yourself, okay, to the next role.
So there is a question from Prem. Like he is asking, like how can a fresher and college person to get into the Power BI or any data related jobs?
For fresher, it is difficult to find the directly job. Okay, they may start with some internship. Okay, or off campus hiring is there. Okay, if you join by TCS in process through off campus initially for at least 1 year, they are mostly working into support role. Then they are deploying to the different project role like Power BI or data related. But if you have the good understanding about the tool, whenever you are joining any company, then you can approach. Okay, I know this tool better. I can work with this tool better. Okay, I have my interest there. There maybe you will get a chance to work on that particular tool. Okay,
Yeah.
but everyone can start. It is not that you should have the 2 year experience, then only we start with the Power BI. Everyone will start, but the path will be different. Okay, fresher may have to go with a 2 3 internship, then they will find some job in a startup like that. But if you already have 4 5 year experience, then you will go for the MNC job or any, let's say, senior position. Okay,
And Ganesh is asking one more question. What do you think about recent UDF update? UDF.
user defined functions. Okay, that I'm
Yeah.
exploring. Okay, but that is like you can define the functions. Okay, that belongs to your organization or whatever. Let's say you are using some currency conversion. Okay, that function you can
Mm.
define within the Power BI, and that repetitively you can use across multiple reports. So within the calendar also we have to struggle for, let's say, different country have their own calendar. India have the financial calendar. Some reports are based on the calendar year, some reports are based on the physical year. We can develop that like those particular functions or those particular, you can say, the stuff using the UDF now. Okay, I have created detailed PPT. If you explore my LinkedIn profile, just yesterday I have dropped that PPT. Okay, you can explore there in detail. But it is just dropped like September update. So this is in still preview. So do not use into directly your production environment, but you can explore as a R&D stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Pankaj. Anyone having any questions?
Hello. Yeah. Hi, Pankaj.
Hi.
This is Nas. Recent from doing an internship in Ansar company in a team of finance and FMS. And there, my work is to collect the data of week, a month, and a year, and generate incentives and insights for the senior manager and the director. So, what are the key insights I need to follow up, and how can I impress my manager to continue this role from intern to a full-time employee? That this is the main thing I need to know. How can I skill up my things and I go in beyond?
Okay. Uh, so okay, your question is how I can switch from internship to the full time. Okay, that is the out of scope. Okay, but uh, you can whatever report you have designed. Okay, you can proactively tell them. Okay, what are the key trends of the business, what are the key insight from the business. Okay, or how we can optimize this report. In my mind, I have this particular idea. We can create a this report to this particular aspect. Okay, it will be easy and it will be like insightful for the end user to consume the insight. Okay, like you have to provide some suggestions. Okay, now from full time to like internship to full time, that is not the scope of the question. Okay, because I cannot comment on that, but from
No,
your end you can try to give the 100%. Okay, in
no,
terms of creating a report, in terms of designing, in terms of following best practices, in that way.
no. I'm asking about that. I'm working under finance and FMS team. FMS team is nothing but facility management services. So they
Okay.
have a knowledge upon finance, not in a
Okay.
technical way. So they recently hired me as an intern.
Okay. Okay.
So I need
Okay.
to work
Mm.
upon. So
Okay, fine.
I know how the work runs, but I need an insights that how can I manage that the I can connect with a manager and I need to report a director. Directly, I need to report for director and the senior manager. So I need to work under them. So that is the
Okay,
thing.
so fine. So you recently switched to finance domain. Maybe you don't have, if you have if you are from the finance background, then you may have the idea about the domain. Okay, what are the key metrics, what are the key insight for the business. But if you are not from the finance background, then you can use a chat GPT, Google, what are the financial reporting, how I can leverage financial reporting through Power BI, what are the best practices, what are the key metrics for the business, or different use cases of the financial data. If you go through any AI or any website, then you will get some idea. Okay, for financial domain, these are the important report, these are the important metrics. Okay, then if
Yeah.
you are creating such a report, the person who is working into the domain from 10 year 20 year as a manager director, they can easily identify, okay, this person has provided better report, it's actually have the understanding about the data, he knows about data storytelling, that's why he is able to develop these particular things. Correct, if you have understanding, then only you are able to develop that particular thing.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
way it will be highlighted to the end user or your senior leadership, and they that may be helpful to convey them from internship to the full time role. And maybe that is not the case, but for your next interview you can tell them, I have developed this many report, these are the important KPIs. Okay, if you go for any interview, they will definitely ask explain any one project end to end in your last company. So
Okay.
if you have work actually with the best practices, with the domain knowledge, then you will be easily answer those questions for longer duration. Let's say someone who has not work on that particular domain or report, then they will finish within 2 minutes, you may consume a 10 minutes. And user like interviewer also understand, okay, this person actually work, that's why he is able to answer 10 minutes. Okay, like more than that, that is also helpful for your longer run in terms of interview, in terms of next role. Okay, so you should always try this.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, for sure.
Anyone having questions? I think no one having questions. Thank you, Pankaj.
Yeah, Pankaj, sorry for interruption, but I need
Okay.
these
Yeah, continue.
wireframe designs from you that I can practice it in my side, from my side. So can you, do you
Mm,
have any possibility of sharing that, or
I think here I cannot attach
no,
anything,
no,
but
I'll connect you back from the
yes,
LinkedIn
yes.
so that
On
we can.
LinkedIn, just ping me. Okay, if you need any material, even the PPT, anything, just ping me. Okay, these are the open. Okay, like it is not something that I have developed for this particular session only. So anyone
Okay,
can ping me on LinkedIn to get this particular stuff, whatever we have discussed. Okay, I will definitely share with those. Okay,
okay,
don't
right.
hesitate to reach out. Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank
Then
you,
I
Pankaj.
think
Yeah.
we are good to
Good.
close. Thank you everyone for joining this. Again,
Yep.
thank you, Ajay and Inturi. I think Inturi is having some health issues, so
Yeah.
he ping me
Yeah.
is fine.
Yep. Thank you,
But
Pankaj. Like it was a very helpful and like insightful session, like how to make a like best visual interface in the reporting. And yep, that was very informative. Thank you. Thank you once again having with us.
yes, yes, definitely. Thank you all. Okay, if
Yep.
you
Thank
have
you.
any question, anyone, then they can reach to me on LinkedIn. Thank you all.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.